We begin our report with former Vice President Mike Pence. He will not fight the court ruling that requires him to testify before a grand jury about President Trump's efforts to reverse his 2020 election loss. Former President Trump has for months tried to limit witness testimony in the special counsel's probe based on executive privilege. Tuesday, an appeals court ruled that a host of other Trump officials also must testify, including his former chief of staff and national security advisor. This decision comes as Mr. Trump's legal team finishes its first full day working on the details of the criminal case in which the former president was arrested and arraigned Tuesday. Robert Costa has more on all the day's developments.
An advisor to former Vice President Mike Pence says he could testify before the grand jury within weeks. And prosecutors could get a vivid first-hand account of what Donald Trump did and said as he relentlessly pressured Pence to overturn the 2020 election.
This is an earthquake, and not a small earthquake.
Former federal prosecutor Scott Frederickson said Pence holds the key to several avenues being explored by special counsel Jack Smith's investigation into the January 6 riot.
When the mobs were attacking the Capitol, trying to stop the election, what did the president tell Vice President Pence, if anything, before, during, after?
The former president spent the last 24 hours assailing all four ongoing investigations of him.
And I never thought anything like this could happen in America.
Today, calling on congressional Republicans to defund the DOJ and FBI. A move dismissed even by his staunch ally, South Carolina Republican Senator Lindsey Graham.
I think it's a bad idea.
At Tuesday's New York arraignment, Judge Juan Merchan warned against rhetoric that could inflame or cause civil unrest.
Thank you.
But Trump later took the gloves off during a rally at Mar-a-Lago.
The criminal is the district attorney.
Tearing into Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg and Judge Merchan personally.
I have a Trump-hating judge with a Trump-hating wife and family.
One day after, Bragg detailed a 34-count criminal indictment of Trump, accusing him of falsifying business records as part of a years-long alleged hush money scheme. Trump's lawyers say they will mount an aggressive effort to have the charges dismissed.
You're charging the president of the United States with crimes that will never be sustained in a court of law because they don't exist.
And Robert Costa joins me now. Bob, what will that aggressive effort to dismiss the Manhattan DA's case look like, do you think?
It's going to look like something that takes a lot of time, John. This is going to be a months-long ordeal that could stretch into 2024 at the height of the political season in the Republican presidential race. What they're going to do now on the Trump legal side, based on our reporting, is come up with a longer motion to dismiss for that next hearing, likely at the end of the year, where they will make certain arguments. Now, there could be a hearing in the summer about a motion to dismiss. That could be the first step in this process before that eventual possible trial down the line. And they're going to argue that this case is about a federal crime in their view, and that this is selective prosecution in their view. And the prosecution will make an argument in their way, saying that this is a legitimate case that should move forward.
I want to switch to the Pence ruling now and take advantage of your being the co-author of Peril, which is about the Trump presidency and the effort by Donald Trump to overthrow the election. So first, as a broad question, remind us, we know so much about that day. Remind us what Mike Pence helps the special counsel know about what the special counsel needs to prove for whatever he's trying to prove. And then I want to ask you a specific question after that.
In brief, in the post-election period in 2020 and early 2021, then President Donald Trump did everything in his power to try to hold on to the American presidency. He first fought in the courts. He failed. Then he tried to get some Republicans together in Congress. He tried to get the DOJ to do something to prevent Biden from being certified. All of those efforts collapsed before January 6th, the certification day. And in the final days before that certification, he zeroed in on a last-ditch option, a gambit, to essentially weaponize the vice presidency, to use the vice presidency as a cudgel to yank the election into the House of Representatives. It was a long and winding legal and political process Trump was trying to go down, but he did try to set that in motion by leaning on then Vice President Mike Pence. So Pence was subject to this pressure, and he was in the Oval Office with Trump again and again, as Trump outlined all of the reasons why Pence should act. And the grand jury right now, along with the special counsel, they are investigating whether what Trump did in that period constituted a crime, a conspiracy to block a congressional proceeding.
And is there a specific moment in that period, a turn of events that you think Mike Pence would have specific insight into? And is it insight into what happened? He was in the room when it happened, and he can provide the TikTok, as we call it. Or is it that he can actually give some insight, perhaps, in Donald Trump's thinking and whether Donald Trump knew what he was doing was wrong, or some of that mindset issue that goes to intent?
There are two episodes that have always lingered in my reporting mind as a place where I would like to see some more reporting, or in this case, some more testimony. Pence was in the Oval Office on January 4th, 2021, when John Eastman pressured him face-to-face in front of Trump to do what Trump wanted Eastman to do. Eastman, now infamous for writing a scheme out on paper about how Pence could put into motion a plot to keep Trump in the presidency. He's under investigation based on our reporting at the federal level. And then on January 5th, the next day, 2021, Pence is in the Oval Office one-on-one with Trump in that peak moment of the pressure campaign as the mob gathers outside the White House over there on Freedom Plaza. What exactly did Trump say to Pence? That's what something the special counsel might be wanting to get an answer on under oath.
Robert Costa in Washington. Thank you, Bob, for that detail.
Thank you.